In recent times, crypto has been massive all around the world, and for Alfa Romeo, it's been no different. The 446-word press release that accompanied the announcement of Alfa Romeo's new sponsorship with Stake.com, not a single one of them was called crypto. Instead, it was billed as an entertainment and lifestyle brand. Alfa Romeo is the latest F1 company to jump into the crypto world. Reportedly, this has earned them $100 million in 3 years. Stake wants to put its name out there, and with such an aggressive campaign, we can see why big names like Drake.
I have a lot of people on the plane.
You ever had Bill Clinton on your plane?
I haven't.
You have?
I haven't.
A few UFC fighters and Premier League football clubs have taken Stake's money in an attempt to promote the brand. Now, Alfa isn't the first one to take crypto money, but they are doing so at a time when other teams are dropping their sponsors simultaneously. Mercedes removed FTX after the $32 billion company filed for bankruptcy.
Mercedes, though, as their primary sponsor FTX, they've been one of the big talking points the last couple of days, with their exchange effectively going bankrupt, like, facing insolvency. Really.
Ferrari dropped Velas after their value dropped to $0.000081 from $0.001. And Tezos will not feature on the RB19. So it shouldn't come as a surprise that Alfa wanted to hide the crypto element from their new sponsor. However, Stake isn't like the other ones that we previously mentioned. They operate as a crypto casino and not as a marketplace. But the absence of the term in Alfa's press release is something to take note of, especially when there's more to this than we can see. Now, did you know Stake.com exploits a legal loophole so that it can run in Australia? So if you're based in Australia, you already know that online casinos are banned in said country. At first glance, Stake.com appears to be based in the Caribbean, with their holding company registered in Curacao, just off the coast of Venezuela. But if we dig a little deeper, we'll see not everything is as it seems. An investigation in 2021 by Australian outlets The Age and the Sydney Morning Herald revealed that the company wasn't operating out of Curacao, but it's actually 9,000 miles away, and it's based in Melbourne. The revelation raised many red flags, especially from the anti-gambling advocates in the country. Since 2001, online casinos have been outlawed, making it illegal for any company to offer these services to any residents in Australia. However, a loophole does allow a company based in Australia to provide these services as long as they don't allow Australian residents to use their site. The company also isn't allowed to advertise in Australia. Now, since the company is officially registered and licensed in Curacao,
attenzione è stata rivolta alla postazione di lavoro dove c'è la componente umana che può.
it also sits outside of Australia's money laundering laws. So EasyGo Gambling, the company behind Stake.com, is based in Curacao. However, they have employees who are working in Australia, including two of their founders, Ed Craven and Bijan Tehrani. But did you know that the company is being sued for $400 million by one of its previous owners? Before we can talk about the previous owner, we're going to have to go from Australia all the way to the other side of the world, all the way to the Southern District Court in New York. Christopher Freeman was a former associate of Craven and Tehrani, and now he's suing for punitive damages. He claims that he was misled into not participating in the formation of Stake.com. So now he wants $400 million in damages, with Stake.com being listed among the defenders in the case. Freeman claims that he was a childhood friend of Tehrani. When they were in university together alongside Craven, they decided to create a casino business known as Prime Dice. Freeman says that he owned 20% of the company, while Craven and Tehrani both own 40%. He says that in 2016, he came up with the plan to open a crypto casino, but Craven and Tehrani were not interested in his idea given the potential issues with regulation. Later in that same year, Freeman claims that he was persuaded from joining the duo's new adventure, known as, you guessed it, Stake.com. They said that he was going to need to move to Australia, and that the new company would only deal with flat currencies like dollars and euros and not cryptocurrency. So Stake.com launched as a virtual casino with a lot of ideas that Freeman worked on. It had a competing online dice game and many other features that Freeman proposed and even helped design. But to ease Freeman's dismay, Craven and Tehrani tried to affirm that he still had his stakes in Prime Dice. Eventually, Freeman's access to Prime Dice was blocked and never returned. Since then, Stake.com had been reached out to for a comment by Planet F1. F1.com, and their lawyers said that the claims were internally inconsistent, intentionally misleading, and provably false. It's also noteworthy to know that Craven and Tehrani have no interest in caving to Freeman's demands. They believe that these utterly frivolous allegations will be disproved in court. Did you know that Craven's father is in jail, but he is still involved in multiple companies that underpin his son's business and property empire? A while before Ed's birth, his father, James Ashley Craven, was arrested due to his involvement in the collapse of companies known as the Spedley Group. Allegedly, Craven Sr. breached his duty as a Spedley securities director. He tried to make a 21 million Australian dollars shortfall on a rights issue by Bisley Investment Corporation. He instructed a Spedley employee to draw a check for 21.9 million Australian dollars made payable to the underwriter of the issue, the Bank of New Zealand. He allegedly approached 3 companies in February 1988 to participate in 3 sub-underwriting agreements. Here, the companies would buy Bisley's shares with a non-recourse loan from Spedley. Craven pleaded not guilty, but he was jailed. He was also disqualified for 5 years from the Australian Securities and Investment Commission. But despite his background, Ed and his father have been involved in a number of companies that underpin the son's business and property empire. This includes one of his first gaming companies. The sole registered director for EasyGo is James Ashley Craven. Now, Craven Jr. isn't one that stands in the spotlight. He rarely uses his social media platforms, but he is becoming a well-known figure, especially in Australia. Most recently, he became the owner of Melbourne's most expensive property. The purchase broke the previous record when it went through for a whopping $80,088. That's right, Craven bought a mansion in the wealthy area of Toorak. He also made a name for himself on the streaming platform known as D-Live. When he streams, he plays games on Stake.com and tries to win his followers some money.
What I mean, I think I understand the concept of this game, but I want to know what you guys feel. I'm only going to play these guys just a few spins here, just because I really don't know what
PlanetF1.com has tried to get another response from either Sauber or Stake.com.
Oh my God. How many hype for no reason?
I want to do it, bro. I gotta go on too. Should I sit out? What do I do, bro? Somebody talk. Hey, when you guys are quiet, it makes me so.
I'm talking.
But as of yet, they have not given a reply. So, what do you think about Alfa Romeo's new $400 million lawsuit?
Changed everything. There is so much to look at on this car, and while the fans might be impressed with the mean...
And is this new crypto sponsor stake a smart move on their part? Especially now, when so many other teams are opting to drop previous partners. We can't wait to see you in the next video.